Hey family, I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm HYBASIA, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa, as well as the Creole Griotis. How are y'all doing this morning? No matter where you are in the world, I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. Remember, happiness comes from within you. It's not a place, y'all. It's really not. People are the same everywhere. And even though lots of people think that I look happier here, on the inside, y'all, I'm happy everywhere. Now, I have moments in time here that could never be replaced. Moments of total joy because I'm doing things with my people in HYBASIA. And y'all, if I was doing something for and with HYBASIA anywhere else, y'all, I'd have similar moments. But each individual moment in your life is different. And it's there to teach us lessons, y'all. We are spirit beings having a human experience. So anyway, if this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I appreciate and love all of you guys. If you have not subscribed, please do. It's free, y'all. I don't care who TV y'all watching me on. If you got a smartphone or smart TV, subscribe, y'all. Take just a second and hit that subscribe button below. It won't cost you nothing, y'all. It's free. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a video, because I don't want to hear in the comments, "Oh, I finally seen your video. Long time, long time." Long time for what? I upload all the time. The only thing that stopped me from an upload is because the internet is down. And that happens quite frequently. The other day we was out of internet for 3 days. And I did have personal internet, but it's also iffy. So you may think you paid them a certain amount, like $500 like I did the other day, and they only gave me $250 credit. But I sat down in the store to rearrange my bag I had, and I noticed my receipt and it said $250, and I know I gave her $500. So I had to bring it to the attention of the lady and give it right back to her. So then she had to turn around and give me credit for the $250 that she didn't give to me. She looked in the drawer and saw, yeah, she did have $500 in the drawer. So I don't know, y'all, maybe her mind was somewhere else. Y'all know I like to give people the benefit of a doubt. But anyway, just a traveler's warning on just whoever who buys credit. Just sit down first before you leave and check your phone, or even stand up and check your phone. But by all means, check your phone, because that's the only receipt you're gonna get. So make sure that it reflects the amount of money that you actually did give them, and not less. Because in my case, it was half the amount. And then instead of her activating the phone in a bundle, I wanted to make sure that my phone worked, but I only have one SIM card in my phone. And so I told her I want to make sure the phone works. And so guess what? She gave me credit. That's it, because the phone works with credit. But she didn't apply anything to the internet. And if she'd have just looked at my record, because she was looking in the computer the whole time, she would have seen that I had internet and phone on my phone. And she would have just said, as a public service person, a customer service rep, "Madam, you have been using the bundles. Do you want a bundle? Or how much internet do you want to buy? And how much do you want me to just leave for the phone?" She didn't do any of that, y'all. She just didn't activate my internet. And then once I was back in the car, I noticed I didn't have any internet because I was trying to Google something. So I had to stop at Tropics Mall to a bigger after-sale building and get the guy to fix it for me. And then later on, I found out I just used the numbers they use, and you can actually take some of your credit and tell it where to put it so you can reactivate your internet yourself. So you always empower yourself more when you learn more of no matter what it is. So that was something I learned, that I could just punch in the numbers if they just give me credit and activate my internet myself without dealing with them. I might not be doing a very good job of it, but I can just keep repeating the action until I get better. But anyway, y'all know I'm a storyteller, y'all. I'm Creole. That's how I am, the Creole griotess. And y'all, we like a gumbo, a mixture of lots of different people. Pretty much because of the Ma'afa. So it was covered with pain, y'all. So lots of times the mixtures was camouflaged by them just saying, we Creole share, or saying we Indian. Well, I do have like a tiny bit of indigenous from North America and South America as well. But it was like only 1.5% at the most. But my grandmother wasn't having it. She told me we was Indian, not African. And I said, what kind of Indian mother? And she said, I don't know, just Indian. But we weren't African. So that was from years, hundreds of years of conditioning. As you know, if you're trying to convince somebody not to go away, like a kids age stay put kind of thing, you would have to make them feel like it was nothing to go back to. So where you came back from had to be even worse than where you were, which was not humanly possible, but they didn't know that. So I was also told that people like the devil that they know, because people like what they know because it feels comfortable. People have a fear of the unknown. Even when people talk about stuff like juju or voodoo or whatever, y'all, they go back to being this tiny, 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 tiny baby. And they're afraid, they're so afraid. Like a baby, y'all, like a little child that you scare with the boogeyman. Because it's false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. The only person have control of you is you. Nothing happens to people unless that person makes it happen to themselves. They have to know that you supposedly done something to them. It was just a power of suggestion. And if they use their own mind to mess themselves up. But anyway, can you imagine that if people had so many different enlightening powers when they came here in chains, why wouldn't they use those powers to make themselves be free? Can you imagine if the people could really fly, like in the book, the people could fly, and the people turn around and they was gone, y'all? Suppose that really happened. Suppose that really happened. And so if your people just kept flying away back to their homeland, you'd have to try to figure out a way to cut off your bird's feathers without killing your bird. And so you can cut off the feathers by planting seeds of fear in the mind. False evidence appearing real, like putting salt on a bird's tail, so then they can't fly. So then instead of the people could fly, those same people couldn't fly no more, y'all. They couldn't fly no more. Like in the movie Sparkle that I saw, she said, Sister can't fly on just one wing. So that's what fear is, y'all. It's that salt on our tail. And that's that fear that makes you not move, y'all. Stay frozen. It's that fear that'll make you fearmonger. Fearmonger people. So you could control them. Because hurting people hurt people. They call you simple-minded like they call me. Because I talk about it's love that we need. That's Curtis Mayfield, y'all. And Marvin Gaye say, try it, you'll like it. What the world needs now is a little more love. And I believe that, y'all. I believe in karma. What goes around comes around. I believe that you should treat people like you want to be treated. Another way of saying, love your neighbor as yourself. The greatest of these, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're going to treat yourself fairly. So that's me, y'all. I'm a spiritual person. And do not follow any religious organization. And I'm also not a real estate agent. I will never tell anybody about anybody's land. You're on your own with that, y'all. I do not refer anybody for selling any land. I don't encourage anybody to buy any land online, especially sight unseen, never seen the documents, nothing. Y'all, no matter where it is in the world, don't buy land like that. Just imagine, if you can't invest in a trip to go someplace, maybe it's a good idea not to go to that place. And I personally wouldn't invest in somewhere before I'm ready to take a trip and visit first. That's it. Just take a trip and visit. Y'all, I'm trying to get some more light on me. Look like the light keeps changing because, you know, I'm outside. So natural lighting, excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, y'all. With natural lighting, you gotta play around with it a little bit. Hold on. Okay, y'all. Had to move around a little bit so y'all can see me a little bit, even if it's just for a little while. And then after that, if I turn into like a podcast from being too much shadow, that's okay. But some of y'all haven't seen me before, so I think I needed a little bit more light on the subject. But anyway, y'all, before I got distracted, I'm talking about when you're dealing with anything, imagine you need to invest your time to do your own research. Don't just believe people because they got a pretty face or they got a pretty voice and it sounds good. Just remember, if you ever seen a movie like Sparkle and you see how Satin Struthers controls Sister, y'all, that's how it is sometimes when you just watching people. It's perception. I'm telling y'all this for free. Because some of y'all ain't Patreons, y'all. Even though it costs less than a cup of coffee to get for the whole month. And that helps support HYBASIA, which is my 501c3 nonprofit organization. What you give as a love donation is tax deductible. And if y'all watch any of my videos, that's from Sunday. Every Sunday we go to Jambanjelly and the Gambia. We have a permaculture food forest project. And it is a project, y'all. It's grassroots, self-funded. It is not a cooperation. All nonprofits are not the same. This is a grassroots organization. the majority of the people that's volunteers at the food forest are Gambians. And then I have my sister. She's from the USA, but she is a permanent Gambian resident now and homeowner. So we do have people representing the diaspora, like her, and like myself. Y'all, HYBASIA is empowering people to self-sufficiency, getting folks to another level. And the folks that we doing it for includes all of us at the food forest, not anybody being the most of us or the least of us. We're all very important to that project. And we're all learning so much in that project, learning how to figure out how to fundraise to be able to do the project faster. Because right now I'm doing what they call slowly by slowly. So that means as I get my funding, after the rainy season, we're gonna lift the gate up, like they say, raise the roof. We're gonna raise the gate up, so raise the fence up so the cows can't get in and eat any more of our produce. You know, the little seedlings and the little trees, as well as put up a local gate. And then once they not in there, we even got more seeds to plant, y'all. And I'm not gonna tell y'all everything about the permaculture, food culture project, because I have lots of videos that I post every Sunday. And I think the last one especially was the best one so far, because every Sunday we become more and more of a team, and we learn more and more things from our leader, Mr. Baji. He is a Gambian, and he has taught people from children and primary school, secondary school, you know, the children that come to his permaculture food forest, which looks like Fantasy Island, Garden of Eden, y'all. Yes. So anyway, he teaches college professors from Russia, college professors from China, just lots of different people from lots of different places, y'all. He's been featured all on Gambian radio stations, and he should actually be one of the people that's internationally known. If anybody should be invited to conferences on the climate change and on food sustainability, it should be Mr. Baji. But y'all, he is a HYBASIA Food Forest volunteer. He is a member of Cora, which is the baby foundation for Gambians, by Gambians, that was funded by HYBASIA. We are not on any of the paperwork, y'all, on purpose, because I personally paid for the paperwork to be done, because I didn't want any of HYBASIA's funds to be used for it, because imagine if I'm no more, the HYBASIA board could decide that they don't want to be connected over here anymore and shut the program down. And I didn't want that to happen. So my widow's mite was more than enough to help with the registration. Not help with the registration, to pay for the registration. But I promise you I didn't sign on any of the paperwork, because I wasn't supposed to. I was just following orders from the Most High. I was merely an instrument. That's it. Just an instrument of the Most High. And so they have their own nonprofit organization where they'll be able to do so many things, not just for this generation, but for the next generation. Their way. They know their needs and they're going to do it for themselves. And while they are working with the mother organization, HYBASIA, they're learning how it works from the grassroots level. And they're learning some of the things that I believe in, which is what HYBASIA is about, because it came from what's inside of me from the ancestors. As I get the information, y'all, I might be sleeping or whatever and wake up and write it down. And that's years ago, y'all. I've been writing about HYBASIA and what I was gonna do. And then I started small by doing things in the Gambia, in Ghana first. And, well, not really first. I did things in Nigeria first. And then I did Ghana. And then the people made me a chief in Ghana just to say thank you for your philanthropy. Because some of the things you do, excuse me, y'all, that seem so small in a developing country, it seems so huge to them because they just had never seen it done before. But y'all, when your ancestors tell you to do something and it seems impossible, it's only impossible because nobody else has done it. That's all. Because nobody else did it. They probably got the same message, but didn't act on it. That's all. Same message, didn't act on it. So, I am not a messenger, y'all, that way. I just am a conduit for the ancestors. And when I have the messages in my head, I just simply write them down. That's all. I'm a scribe. I'm a griotist. I tell the stories that's put inside of my mind by the ancestors. I don't hear any voices or anything like that. I just feel like it's there in the bank, in the universe, and then it just comes down into my computer brain, and then I just write it down. And then I just share my ideas, and some of them come to reality. And sometimes it's even greater than I could ever imagine, because as I'm implementing something, the universe is cooperating with the ancestors, and it's bigger than I imagined because it wasn't my idea, y'all. It's the ancestors. Talking about ancestors. Sometimes the ancestors want you to know part of your story that's closer to you than what was left out of the history books, like what's left off your birth certificate, like my father. But y'all that's been following me, y'all know I did several DNA tests. As an old woman, y'all, I was like in my 50s. And I just wanted to know my makeup, you know, how much African I was, and what countries my ancestors came from, and if I had any indigenous in me at all because of my grandmother. I was just curious, y'all. And when I got the results back from Ancestry.com and 23andMe, it actually connected me to not only people that wasn't here anymore, the ancestors. It also connected me to living, breathing human beings, y'all. And that's important, y'all. And I never even thought of it that way because I had never taken those kind of tests. But anyway, y'all, I can't even make the long story short, but I'll try my best to tell it to you as quick as I can. When you have DNA information, it's like breadcrumbs that someone dropped along the way. And you know how it is when you're dropping breadcrumbs. Sometimes the birds eat your breadcrumbs, and that was life situations that make those revelations become hidden for a while. But some of the breadcrumbs that's in your DNA, yeah, that can't be erased, y'all. The birds can't eat that. You don't have to worry about if somebody wrote it down or told somebody with oral history. It just is, y'all. And the more people that take those tests, the more people that's in the data bank to match up with. So anyway, I never thought I'd find out who my father was. I didn't have a real name because the name my mama told me, y'all, was the wrong name. I don't know what was up with that, because the guy that she said it was really was not a good actor. I don't mean he was a bad person. I just mean he was a bad actor. I'm sure he loved my mama, but he just could not act worth 2 cents, y'all. So he could not act the role of my father because he didn't believe it. Anyways, you know, you gotta feel your role. You gotta feel your role. You gotta become the role. But he promised my mama he'll keep her secret or whatever. And he just went on and said he was my daddy, but he didn't know how to act like a daddy. So anyway, y'all, we was never really that close. Not really. I don't even think we got a selfie together, because back in the day, y'all, they didn't even do selfies. But as an old woman, when he was in the nursing home, I do remember he allowed me to do a selfie with him. It was the only picture I had with him. But afterwards, I did a DNA test with him, y'all. It was called Identigene. And not endorsing Identigene, but it's, you know, a good DNA test for saying, is it your daddy? Like a Maury show. And after I did that test, it said we weren't even related, not a bit. He wasn't even my cousin. So anyway, he was right. I wasn't related to him. And I was so relieved afterwards, because not saying some of his family wasn't nice, but some of his family, you'll be glad not to be related to. Not that they did any physical damage to me, because they did not. But they were some strange people, y'all. Strange people. So not being related to them was no loss, no great loss. I miss one of my cousins, though, because even though she said we'll still stay cousins and close, we really didn't. It just wasn't the same anymore. But anyway, y'all, on to genetics. I actually did find out who was my dad, and he actually was everything and more that I could imagine. His family actually was trying to make contact with me, but even though I have some of his characteristics and some of his family's characteristics, I don't know who I took after for liking to take photos all the time. Maybe my mama, because she did like taking pictures, get pictures taken of herself. She used to look like a model, y'all. She's beautiful. But anyways, they had their information posted on the sites, but no pictures. And I told them that I had to see a picture of them to imagine them being a part of me and for being a human being. And so then they sent me pictures or uploaded a picture to their bio. And then we made contact. I agreed to make contact. And to this day, we still have contact. One of my cousins came to visit me in Galveston. It was a wonderful experience. We look alike, y'all. He looked like my brother. He's my second cousin. We share great grandparents together. His grandmother is my grandfather's brother. So it's just So interesting, y'all. We share those great-grandparents. How interesting, huh? Genetics is, it's just a lot, y'all. And I thought that I was doing the DNA test to find out about my father's side of the family. Oh, and by the way, I thought he was a movie star or something. But guess what, y'all? He was a colored wrestler back in the day when I was born. He was born in Galveston. He's a BOI like me. That means born on an island. He graduated from a high school in Galveston, got a academic scholarship to go to Howard University, and he did pre-med. Then later, and I don't know how much later, y'all, because he got in was in an accident when he was 22. But anyway, y'all, he won his wrestling belt in Galveston, Texas at the City Auditorium, which was the belt for all of Texas. So y'all, he was like a movie star for back then, for the colored people. That's what they called black people back then. And my grandfather used to take me to the wrestling match all the time. My uncle used to go see my daddy at the City Auditorium. He watched him wrestle. Used to go to school with him when he was younger. They wasn't the same age. My dad was a little older, but my uncle was in sports like my dad was in sports. So when they went out with the guys, my uncle was just one of the guys in that group where my dad was. He just didn't know that he was my dad. That was a secret my mama took with her to the hereafter. But anyway, y'all, I have wonderful relatives. And you know what else? I found out about my mother's people. Because you know, folks are jealous and they will spread rumors. And so one of my elder cousins had spread the rumor that maybe my grandfather wasn't my grandfather. And I loved my grandfather, y'all. He was what you can imagine a perfect man was. Not to ask my grandmother, y'all, but I'm talking from the perspective of a granddaughter. He was perfect for me. So anyway, y'all, the DNA test said in 8 circles worth, or 9 circles, and that's the people that you match with for every generation, that we have all the ancestors that's matching, that's matching, that's matching. I matched everybody in 8 to 9 circles on my grandfather's mother's side and his father's side. So it meant he was my grandfather. So y'all, the DNA worked so many wonders for me. And then just following things up like oral tradition. I was researching my grandmother's name when I ended up in the Gambia because they had chorus here. And all I simply wanted to do was find out the meaning of kora, buy an instrument, or get one made for me, and listen to somebody play the music. And I got all that done when I first came here, right to Dabo House, because they used to have people that played the kora and taught you the kora right here. And I had a little private plan of the kora just for me. The guy composed, like from the universe, y'all, just composed this song in honor of my grandmother. And that's what you hear on my intro. Kora, Kora. It was in honor of my grandmother. And then later I found out that Kora is also a family name. So suppose the griotis, which were our surviving ancestors from the Ma'afa, they told our stories, y'all, And even though they couldn't use their language, they was forbidden to use their language, they told the story and they named their daughters Cora. And that name took me to the Gambia, where I found that out and was adopted into the Cora family, and even got a name, Stephanie Folly Cora, which means granddaughter of Cora. And their Cora in this Gambia, the oldest Cora in their family and their lineage that they know of is Folly Cora. But in my mind, y'all, it means granddaughter of Cora Sam, my grandmother who helped raise me. And I love my grandparents, Cora Sam, Anthony Sam. I love my mother, Earlene Sam Gill, my father, Charles Edward Spencer Jr. I was an adopted child, but I felt like it for such a long time. The only reason why I stopped feeling that way was because when I look in the photo albums, I look so much like some of my relatives, even though when you hang around old people so long, you hear the story of feed them till they look like you. So I was saying, well, maybe they just fed me a lot so I look like them. But after I saw a picture of my dad, y'all, I look so much like him, like a milk chocolate version of him, because he's chocolate, dark chocolate. My mama was high yellow. So, and my little child mind, I figured chocolate and vanilla would make a milk chocolate me. And it's the child that's living inside of me that was thinking that way. So anyway, the DNA and the history and the griot stories make me me. And I'm so completely happy. And I don't believe it makes me simple, y'all, because my life is very complicated. Maybe I compartmentalized lots of the stories that are in me. But guess what? On YouTube, everybody only shares a part of their story. And at 69, y'all, my story is too long, even for a book. I'd have to decide what parts I want to share and what part I don't want to share, even to write a book. I'll try my best to write one day soon, just as a little summary or a children's book about what we're doing in Jambanjelly at the Permaculture Food Forest. Something, y'all, just to get started. Because even if I stay here as long as I visualize, which is 101, I still need to start somewhere writing this book. But I'm so glad I'm doing YouTube, because I'm getting to talk to all of you and share my story, and maybe to help somebody out there, and they'll know that they're not alone with their dysfunctional family story, and that you can be happy and you can be projected where somebody thinks you're simple when you're very, very complicated. To me, taking what somebody meant for bad and turn it into good is amazing, y'all. And it's not effortless, but it's so fulfilling. When I turn on this camera, y'all, a lot of time I don't even know what I'm gonna say. But the ancestors use me, y'all. And when I'm watching it on the playback before I release it to YouTube, I'll be like, hey, that's good, that's good. So y'all, if you got any questions, please leave it in the comments below. If you got any regular comments, please leave them respectful. Leave them in the comments below. Please don't give me any hate speech about any particular ethnic groups. Please don't talk bad about my country. I love my country, y'all. However y'all feel about it is y'all's own business. Believe y'all me, I heard enough about Babylon when I was in different religious groups, y'all. That's all we heard about in some of these organizations I was in. Babylon, the great blank, 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 blank. Nothing but fear-mongering, always praying for somebody to come back again and take you away. And people was doing the preaching. Most of us old people ready to go to the next level any day anyway. So why was they trying to take everybody else with them? I don't know. Just kept saying they wanted to see their mama again, their sister again, everything. And I was like, I think I can wait. I can wait. I ain't in no rush. I already know. We all come, we're all gonna go. But it's the journey. We're learning things, y'all. We're learning things. We're having our experience. So why would I want to rush my experience away? I don't want to miss a day, y'all. I don't want to miss a day. What they say in Sparkle, for the prices of your life, you gotta pay the price, if you know what I mean. And if people knew my journey, nobody would ever call me simple, but y'all, I'm telling y'all what I'm led to share. So if it sounds simple, I'm simply happy that you get it at all. My message are not for everybody. Hopefully, I'm spreading love and not hate. I don't hate anybody. I'm not bashing any groups. I love all of y'all. I'm not throwing stones at nobody. I point any fingers at anyone. I have lots of fingers pointing back at me. I'm not perfect, y'all. Like I said, people think I'm simple because they don't know my stories, y'all. They don't know my stories. I can't share all my stories. It's not enough hours in a day because it would take years to tell all my stories because I've been here a while, y'all. I've been around the block a few times. Y'all ain't got time for that. And I ain't got time for that because I got places to go and things to do. So anyway, y'all. Sha, I ain't gonna hold y'all up no longer. I just want y'all to know that I'm happy, y'all. And I'm blessed. And remember, sharing is caring, as Maya Angelou said, as well as Mr. Baja. So if y'all find it in y'all heart to donate even $1 or $2, hey, cash app me, y'all, and say, hey, this is for whatever. Use this for your channel. Use this for whatever. Or become a Patreon. Or simply touch the PayPal donate link that'll be in the information section as well as in the comments. Because I posted twice because some people don't like to use that Dropbox with the description. Because some people are new to using smartphones. And I get that. So I'll try my best to help y'all to be able to have the opportunity to give your love offering to HYBASIA. So anyway, y'all, these flies are me, y'all. They are gangster. The flies are gangster here, like the mosquitoes are in Texas. And the mosquitoes here are gangster too, but they just so little. They so small by the time they bite you. Y'all, this fly is just attacking me, for real. So that means it be time to wrap it up when the flies start attacking you at all angles. But anyways, the little bit of mosquitoes bite you and make big whelps. I have all kind of insect repellent on before I come out here, but they bite you where you don't have the insect repellent, and they bite you where the insect repellent is, whether it's Gambian insect repellent or U.S. insect repellent. I don't know what kind of blood I have that they like a buffet. I don't know. I'm going to eventually figure out how to make good, natural insect repellent from the plants that's growing right on the land in Jambanjelly at the HYBASIA Food Forest Project, y'all. And one day, imagine, y'all will be able to come, because it'll be open to the public, and we'll have farmers markets and cultural events, and be able to buy things like plantain chips, like in the Gambia. Not like in the Gambia, like in Ghana, because I learned how to fry my chips like that, girl. Yeah, y'all, I'm good at that. I'm learning. And every time I fry them, they actually get better. So anyway, I'll offer them to people to see how they like them. Because even my cousin that's particular in Texas, she likes them. She likes them. She wanted me to bring them back thinking that they had them here when they don't. What they have here is just stuff in a bag that's so dry. It has no comparison to the Ghana plantain chips, y'all. This ain't nothing like them. But I know how to make some that's like them, so we'll be having that as a fundraiser at the Food Forest. Because everything we do is for people to learn, as well as see that they can do the same thing with the resources that they have at home, that you can grow your own food, grow your own house with bamboo and stuff, y'all. Y'all curious? Then look at my playlist. Look at my playlist. And did I say look at my playlist? And watch all the things about permaculture. So it's every Sunday I have something about us at the Jambanjelly Food Forest. Watch those videos, y'all, and learn. Don't cost you nothing to watch the videos. Don't cost you anything to watch the videos. But anyway, I hope y'all learned a lot of things about me, and I hope I wet your whistle to learn more about HYBASIA. You can go on the website, www.hybasia.org, and learn more information about HYBASIA and about me as well. And until next time, y'all, before the mosquito slap me in the eye or something, or I slap the fly, peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.